Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. We've gotten into the excavation site, so we just have a few things around here I bet to click on and deal with. And then I suspect there's probably a puzzle
I
with
couldn't
this
see
statue.
anything useful to do with the planks.
Maybe we'll knock the planks down at a certain point. There's this giant bucket. Let's walk over here and just try to get the scale of this bucket. So this bucket is huge, which would only make sense if it is hanging right in front of the camera, like really, really close compared to George being really far behind it, similar to this lamp. And I guess that's what they were going for. I think they may have gotten a little off though, because this shadow on the wall is also huge, which seems a little odd. And there's a there's a skeleton over here that I can only click on when I'm up here.
No, thanks. I think I'm carrying enough junk.
So there's certain things you can only click on once you move down to this second level, which is interesting to have effectively two scenes in one. But I guess there's only two things to click on here. We've got this and this.
Close up, the pattern didn't make any sort of sense. It fanned out around an axis point, a kind of focus to one side.
So I imagine this is just an optical illusion and we need something mirrored. Probably
there was no
the
doubt about
chalice.
it. It was the same sort of idol I'd seen in Syria, Baphomet. The Templars had certainly been through here.
So if I put the chalice down here, I'm thinking it will be reflective, and then this fanned out pattern will reflect into it. That's also kind of what the manuscript was implying. You look in the mirror and the woman is looking in the mirror and they see the faces of Baphomet. It's just the opposite now. So let's try this.
There it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice, the image of a church.
Now he doesn't have like a camera or anything to take a picture of that church, so you would have to know what that church is or be
I
able to
found out
draw
what the
it.
chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower. That is not a good idea.
Yeah, again, this is probably an idea that I love more than because it's my own idea. But if they, it would be cruel to have her in the explosion and have her like break a leg, or both her legs. You could only do one, and that's why she's stuck recovering in this apartment for the main game, because she doesn't ever leave this apartment in the main game. It doesn't seem. That would kind of explain it, but it's kind of a bad explanation for a bad gameplay element. So, in similar, if you had it where she was just in a wheelchair for whatever reason, even before the game started, that would certainly explain it too, but that it's still just a bad excuse. The right solution here is not to have Nicole in the room all the time. The right solution is to either play as Nicole and completely eliminate George Stobbart as the main character, because he's an innocent bystander that really has no motivation or reason to be investigating any of this, where she, as a reporter, has all the reasons and explanations for it. So you either play as her, and if she needs a side character to talk to throughout the game, which would have certainly helped and gotten rid of a lot of the internal monologue. And there is a romance that is starting to bloom here, but not very fast. At least in George's mind. Then have George be the sidekick. Have him follow around. Have him ask all the stupid questions. Every now and then, maybe have him switch as the playable characters when he needs to do something dumb. But mostly, I think, yeah, she should have been the main character. It's so weird. I guess we have to look at the manuscript again, or I'm just going to leave.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse.
So there's nothing really more from that, but I have to click on everything. It's an annoying way they program this.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
So a sword and a bull. So we Bull's Head Hill. We did the tripod in this. We did a statue like this.
A knight with a crystal ball. The Knight Scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Now, I think we've done this one too.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
And there's a comb in her hand, and they don't even mention that. So the only one that's left is this weaving.
There's a guy working on a loom.
And that doesn't help
I guess
anything.
I'd better return the chalice to the Countess.
Hurry back, George.
So now that we solved that, do we go... I think we are going back to the Villa de Vicenza. Oh, we are. Interesting. So there must be a whole second set of puzzles here. You can kind of see how they intended this to be a section of gameplay where the whole that cutscene was used again, and it's kind of really pointless. Well, they may have intended it so that you could go back and forth between all of these areas throughout the whole game as you unlock them, but that would have made for a very complicated and difficult game, as if you're given the opportunity to wander into so many blind alleys and dead ends. So they did, in my opinion, do a decent job here keeping things restricted, so I don't have to do anything to his hose. This mirror I think I need, so I'm gonna see if I can go pick it up right now. This is, I think, the first time I've been allowed in this house by myself.
It was a small mirror hanging over the sink.
And I just take it, and no reason to hide behind the guy, no reason to mess with the dogs. And let's talk to the lady. See, there's nothing else actually in this room. It's full of stuff, but no reason. Just talk to her. We'll talk to her and then we'll give her the chalice.
Senor Stobbart, oh, what a pleasure. Please, sit down.
Hi, Countess. The pleasure's all mine. I've brought back your chalice.
Why? You've had it cleaned.
Yeah, I met an obliging priest with a soft cloth.
Have you resolved the Templar mystery?
No, not yet. I don't even know what it is I'm after.
There are many stories of the knights secreting great wealth away.
Whatever. All I know is I don't want the bad guys to get it.
To be young and live in a world of moral absolutes.
Perfect example of a problem in the story writing here is like he doesn't know what he's looking for, and he's just kind of trying to stop bad guys. He doesn't even know what their plans are, what they're going to do, really. Let's talk about the chalice. I think we will eventually tell her that we found her family member, which is important to her.
I discovered something amazing with that chalice. In Paris, I found a church where they recognized the coat of arms. I found the tomb of Don Carlos de Vasconcelos.
You are sure? There can be no mistake?
The coat of arms on the chalice matches the one on the tomb.
Incredible. You have my most profound thanks. I must go there as soon as possible.
Yeah? Well, I'd be happy to show you the city.
So let's talk about her, I guess.
There's something else that I discovered carved on Don Carlos's tomb. Biblical references.
What are the
Oh yeah, we
references,
didn't
Senor
ever
Stobbart?
look up
Psalms
the
32:7.
biblical references.
Corinthians.
I am not a good enough scholar to know the Bible, chapter and verse. I meant, what are the quotations?
You know, I forgot to ask the priest.
I tried to ask the priest, he didn't tell me.
That is not a good idea.
So we'll show her all this stuff, but I think we've already done it all.
Maybe not. Maybe not. No. No way. Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Where is this line of questioning going?
Nowhere helpful. No way. No way.
Okay.
I'll have a look around if that's okay.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
So off we go. So there's a Bible in the mausoleum, and we can go hopefully look up the lines there. I suppose you could do some research outside the game and look up these verses in an actual Bible in the real world, but I don't think that would help you as much as you might think, because you still probably have to do it in the game. So if I right click to read the Bible, maybe that's the right
chess
thing.
pieces had been removed, and the Bible returned to its resting place. The candles had been lit. The Countess's way of saying thanks to her ancestors, I guess.
Alright. So now we have the Bible. Let's look at the Bible.
It was the Spanish Bible I borrowed from the mausoleum.
Well, I took the Bible. I guess that is any amount of help. So, this...
Now what? There was nothing to snuff. Feeling like an idiot, I put it down again. I couldn't climb up there without breaking something. Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit.
So...
It was too delicate to move.
let's see. The mirror with this. That's not right. So the mirror with this.
I wasn't about to go clambering on rooftops if I didn't have to.
I guess I can't solve it until I take the Bible to her. Maybe that's what I have to do. Or maybe I even have to run all the way back to Paris to get those Bible verses. The game does feel a little haphazard about some of the puzzles. Like, you could solve
Hello
some
again.
and then
Mind if I
miss
sit?
some before
Please, be my guest.
in the wrong order.
Here's the Bible from the mausoleum.
Very well. Let us begin. The first reference.
Psalms 32:7.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. My hiding place.
Don't get your hopes up too high. This might just be leading us to where we found the chalice.
You are right, of course. The next.
Okay, John 4:11.
John 4. 11. Here. The well is deep. The next. Quickly.
Okay. Corinthians 4:5.
Here it is. Will bring to light the hidden things. Any more?
Just one. Psalms again. 22:21.
Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. The last is confusing. Lions, unicorns, what does it mean?
I can't guess.
Salient points seem to be a hiding place and a deep well. In no sense is there mausoleum a well, Senor Stobbart.
Is there a well in the grounds?
I do not know. I suppose that there must have been once upon a time. Lopez is the man to ask about anything pertaining to the estate.
And so she keeps the Bible? That's
I'll have
fine.
a look around.
We'll
if
ask Lopez.
That's okay.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
So, good thing we didn't have to go back to Paris to get that. There was really no indication, though, that there was an order in those verses, so they might... how he knew the first verse was one and the second verse was another really wasn't clearly shown in that puzzle.
Hi there, Lopez. How's tricks?
Senor Stobbart, I feel I owe you an apology.
No, you don't.
I was impolite on our first meeting.
Look, Lopez, just forget about it. I came on like a snake oil merchant. I wouldn't have trusted me in your shoes.
You do not understand. Finding the chalice has given my lady a new lease of life. It's a marvel. She smiles, she laughs. The tradesmen are saying that she is on Prozac.
It is kind of nice to be able to make somebody happy in the game. So often we're just shooting and killing things. To actually do something nice is an interesting twist. So ask about the old lady first.
So the Countess feels that the curse is lifted.
I would not put it so strongly. Your discovery of the chalice was proof that the Templars never abandoned the de Vasconcelos. It counts for a great deal with my lady.
No way. I borrowed your mirror. I hope you don't mind.
No, senor. If you think it will be of help.
You must know just about everything that there is to know about this place.
See, I have lived my whole life here in the service of the de Vasconcelos.
Do you know of a well anywhere around here?
A well? Si, senor. This used to be a fortified villa. How can you last a siege without water?
Great. So where is it?
How should I know? The well was covered over in the last century. It was dangerous, you see.
And you have no idea where it was?
None. It was hidden even before my grandfather's time.
Well, you must have a vague idea of where the well is.
It must have been in the old house's courtyard, so that would put it around here.
Here? Okay. Now, how do we find it?
There might be a way. Let me think about it.
Oh, I'm gonna need a stick, aren't I? I'm gonna use a divining rod to find the well.
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet, Senor Stobbart. I shall give it more thought.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobbart.
So where can I find this stick? Stick. This is almost certainly the answer. They would go for this solution above anything else. Maybe I should talk to him again and see if he thought of something. With all this background and stuff, though, there's... Yeah, I'm not seeing a stick anywhere around. just talk to him again, maybe.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet, Senor Stobbart. I shall give it more thought.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobbart.
Let's see.
Down below the estate, I could see the sea stretching away. It was a beautiful sight, and looked a lot like the scene from the manuscript.
And I don't have anything yet that's anything like that.
I wasn't about to go clambering on rooftops if I didn't have to. The De Vasconcellos Mausoleum, where 5 Templars lie. George Stobbart, grave robber. No, I don't think so. Now that it had given up its secret, the glass squares in the lectern were just decorative again. Now what? There was nothing to snuff. Feeling like an idiot, I put it down again.
And see, I don't see a stick anywhere, so maybe we talk to the old lady and she brings up the idea of divining. Or there's some other solution here that I'm totally not thinking
The main
of.
part of the house was old, but nowhere near as old as the gatehouse section.
Let's see. We'll look at the dogs. Maybe we can walk into this section now. Nope.
I wasn't gonna put on the armor, and I couldn't see anything else to do with it.
Upstairs. There's no sticks or anything here, so we gotta just talk to her and maybe see if we can convince
Hello again.
her to help
Mind if I
us
sit?
move the story
Please,
forward.
be my guest.
Nope.
I'll have a look around if that's okay.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
So the only thing left to do before leaving this area would be to just hand everything to him and see if it works.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Maybe not.
Like, we've clicked on all of these things.
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet, Senor Stobbart. I shall give it more thought.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobbart.
And see, it does a slight rainbow effect, but I'm not seeing a real end of the rainbow. The big tempting candle at the side of the mausoleum. Can I light it? Yes. That's what we're trying to do. It's just, I don't know how.
Mausoleums.
Let's see. We've got this mirror. Suppose we can try it with that. Suppose we can try it with this. Suppose we can try it with this. And see, I know the mirror is part of the puzzle here. It's just not the right thing to do quite yet. So, ask for a hint. You need to find a way for a flame to reach that high. Okay. The window pole is long enough. Add something to the pole to make it flammable. Let's see. So the greasy thing will make the pole flammable. So I really did need a hint there. Which it's not untypical for point and click adventure games of the old day when they were a big factor for things like that to happen. And see, we need to close this window.
Now what? There was nothing to snuff. Feeling like an idiot, I put it down again.
How can we shut the window? Now we can shut the window. Now, what is
The
this?
tissue was pretty charred, but the grease paint had done most of the burning.
Try it again. Yeah, pretty typical in point and click adventure games, and that's inherently the problem with them, is that you will just get stuck. We have hint systems now, and usually in games these days the hint systems are even integrated so they can tell if you haven't made any progress in a while. He'll just say something out of the blue, or the game will point the solution to you. We're watching a cutscene as the candle burns down, which, unless the candle was made out of something designed to melt immediately, then that would have taken quite a while.
The candle had burnt brilliantly, but only for a couple of minutes. Some kind of special formulation, I guess. And had yielded up this. A complex shape expertly cut in stone. I figured it was some kind of key.
So we make progress. We are on to page number 19.
It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of stone that had been concealed inside the great candle.
And see, it looks like a key, and I thought it was going to be the missing chess piece. Interesting. So we'll have to either try it on this or something else.
The candle had burnt brilliantly, but only for a couple of minutes.
So there's still more to this puzzle that we'll have to do. And let's see, yes, we'll do it in the next recording. We were at 85% done before. With the little that we finished here, we are now at 89% done. Which is a little scary, because that means that there's not going to be a massive amount of stuff in the final scene and in the final part of the game. It really does start to feel like it's just going to be a cutscene, a conversation or two, and that's it. And I don't think there's going to be a big twist or anything. We'll have to find out in future recordings. We're done with this one. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me further, click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.